This little one right here wanted a desk just like her big brother, and she's also been asking for a vanity because she loves makeup. I know, already at 3. So I decided to make my own with learning how to use a circular saw and making pocket holes for my first time, which really wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I was able to make a desk that I'm really proud of, and you can be too. Come along and we'll learn how to make it together. What you'll need: 1 2-inch by 2 by 8-foot board, 2 1-inch by 3-inch by 8-foot board, 1 24-inch by 4-foot board, a 1/2 inch of scrap piece of wood, Kreg jig to make pocket holes, 1 1/4 inch jig screws, wood glue, clamps, and then whether you decide to paint or stain it, supplies for that. Now let's talk about what you're going to cut. Also remember, you could always get this done at Home Depot. So for the legs, you're going to take the 2 by 2 by 8 board and cut out 4 pieces at 19 1/4 inch. For the tabletop, I decided I wanted it to be 2 by 3 feet, so I cut off 1 foot. For the table aprons, I cut out of the 1 by 3 boards 2 at 31 inches and 2 at 19 inches. Then the last cut I made out of the 1 by 3 board was for the support beam at 31.5 inches. Now we're going to create the legs. I have my 2 by 2 board, and I'm going to cut out 4 19 1/4 inch legs. Now let's cut the aprons that are going to go in front of the table and the support beam. We're going to put all of our Kreg jig holes in. Check out my other video on how to make pocket holes if you're not sure how to do this yet. Now let's talk about where you're going to put the pocket holes. On the table apron pieces, you're going to do a set on each end and then also put 3 sets in the middle. Make sure you put them all in the same way. I learned the hard way. And then for the 31 1/2 inch support beam, you're only going to add pocket holes to both ends. So do a set on each end. Now we're going to start putting the legs together. Here is my 19-inch piece with one of my legs. And I'm going to put a little bit of wood glue on the end just for some extra support. And I already put my screws in. I made a 1/2 inch support piece. You can use a shim or whatever you have, because I do want it to be pushed in by 1/2 inch. And then with your Kreg jig, you're going to take the one that's more like a screwdriver. You know, I'm not using technical terms here, but that's okay. And I'm just going to put it in. So next step, now that I have the base all put together, I'm going to put a little bit of wood glue on each base, on each leg, and then I will put the Kreg jig screws in here, and then I will add the support beam in the middle, and then we'll be ready to paint or stain. I just wanted to show you a super silly mistake I made that I'm sure is super easy to do, but I always have to miss out with something, huh? So see how I have the screws going down towards the wood? Well, accidentally on this side I had it going in the other direction. So when you are making your pocket holes, just make sure that you're really being mindful about the direction that you're screwing in. Do a quick sand, and I'm going to start off with the 60 grit. I'm going to move up to the 150 and then finish with the 220 to make sure I have a smooth surface. Okay, so now that I'm all sanded, I'm going to do the preconditioner to make sure that the wood is prepped and ready to be stained. And then I'm going to do a coat of the weathered oak and the early American. I'll do the early American first and then a coat of the weathered oak. One thing to note is if you are going to use an oil-based stain, make sure that your pre-wood conditioner is oil-based as well, just so they all work together. And then once that's dry, I will put a level of polyurethane and it'll be ready to go.